Hi, my name is Wade Sveck, and I'm here to talk to you about A.D., New Orleans After the Deluge, a graphic novel, a documentary graphic novel by Josh Neufeld. Now, in Henrik Buell's Defining Documentary Film article, he discusses a series of common techniques that are employed by documentary filmmakers. Now, when we're talking about a documentary comic, a lot of the same styles and methods are going to be employed. For instance, a documentary is generally observational, so it is taking observations of people in real life and the scenes that they are in as a way to get a baseline for what is and what should be. Another thing that often happens in documentaries is they are poetic, and you get beautiful images. In this case, because the images are all created with pen and paper, it doesn't have to have as much work in like setting up a camera and waiting hours and hours and hours to get the perfect shot of a hummingbird as it's feeding. But you can get amazingly beautiful shots like this that you could never get in a real life situation. Documentaries are also observational. They are taking a slice of life and they are observing it without being observed. And so that is a very important aspect, as nothing in here breaks the fourth wall. There's no points at which these characters address the camera directly. Until we get to the interactive part during the return, when there is a radio, I believe it's a radio disc jockey, and then the rest of this is, the rest of the book is written as though it was an interview with a guy on the radio 3 years after Katrina, as people are starting to come back and making their homes. So it is a interesting book, and it covers a lot of the different possible techniques that are very common to documentaries. But one that you always have to remember is it is performative. Just like the videos on television documentaries where they recreate scenes in order to demonstrate, a murder or something else. It would be unethical to murder somebody on screen as a way to document it. So a recreation is done in live action during documentaries to show that sort of scene and let you get a feel for what happened without actually having to do it again. This is very much the same way, a performative piece where the artist is able to go in and pick and choose the exact moments they want, the exact angles that they want, because they're creating it from scratch. And then they can present it in a manner that best fits their overall message. That overall message seems to be that Katrina was a really, really awful storm, which we all know, and that the government did not do a good job at handling that storm, which we all know. And then it also talks about the feelings of people as they return and try to move on with their lives after having had to go through this horrible situation. And so that is what the documentary comic A.D., New Orleans After the Deluge, is all about.